as I said in the previous video, that I would share the visions that I had of certain actors in the South Indian cinema industry. It was okay. Let me just go ahead and instead of listing it out, I'm just gonna go ahead and say who and all it was, and I'll try to furnish the details. Hope my memory serves well. There we go. All right, first one. It was I wouldn't say it was the first one. I do not know on which dates it falls into. I don't remember because I never jotted down onto a pad or anything. Whenever I received it, I just neglect. I was very ignorant about it. I neglected it. I never thought even for a fraction of a second to save it, because I was thinking it was, as it is, very vivid and weird to receive such, nightmares of a vision of highly paid celebrities. And why would I want to, get myself into this? I thought. So, anyways, there was once when I did see. This is how I feel that the evil one uses these celebrities' body as a bodysuit to do astral projection. Because there was this one little Hindu girl when I lived in, I am still now here in St. Thomas Mount, and when I was living in another part, somewhere closer to Butt Road, when I was living in that region, in that vicinity, there was this one small little Hindu girl whose mom, I guess, used to watch a lot of serial, the soap operas, and probably even sitcoms. But I don't know if they had a smart TV. So she told me once that she had these limelight artists in the serial, in the soap operas, come in her nighttime dreams and talk to her. And I was like, wow, that's weird. At first I thought she was just, joking. Maybe she just saw it because she used to watch it a lot with her mom, or she watched it alone. And that I'm not too sure of. But she kept pressing in every day, or every time she came. I saw them. They came and actually speak. They actually speak. At that point of time, I thought, okay, maybe you should just, keep away from watching these serials, because I don't believe in watching anything that is portrayed, anything that is displayed or put to exhibit on the idiot box, as they say. The TV, and especially TVs, LED TVs, are just the devil's product. He threw it away because he is going into something even more advanced in technology. Yeah, he is doing like mind games, man. He is advanced into that. So it was some 3,000 years ago that he threw away his TV LED, and we are using that. If you brought a TV in, you just brought in curse into your home. I assure you that. So, why did I mention this little incident or event that happened in my life with this little girl before I could move into the actors whom I had flashed in my nightmare of a vision? I always call it nightmare of a vision because I'm wondering why I'm getting all these, right? So, first one, it was Rajnikant, sir. I was like, out of all the. Yes, as a child, we have seen one or two or three more than that movies of his, even though I come from a Christian family. Not that Christians are any better, but, anyways, I don't want to get into that now. Not just yet. Not just yet. I will. One day, I will. So probably because of that, it suddenly flashed in. Which is why I just waved it off whenever I received that. It was very in the vision. He was at the two times when I saw him. He was in some kind of a sports car. The outfit was just like the one which I saw in the theater when I watched this movie, Chandramukhi. No, I never wanted to go to that, but one of my good friend, Hindu friend, she asked me to come into the theater to watch it, and yeah. So, anyways, he was very angry that I am with Jesus. That's what I felt in the. I shouldn't say what I felt, what I saw in the vision. He was very angry, and so it was like we were having this mortal combat. uh, but he was still in the car. I was standing outside. I was giving him a smile, like as if something I could hear something break, and I was like, "See, you mess with me, yours would be broken." Kind of like look I gave him in the vision, and he drove far away and then whisked past me with a snicker seriously on his face. He said he was like he didn't even open his mouth, it was all telepathy, and he just kind of like did with his eyes. He signaled me to check my mobile phone because I thought I broke something of his, and I smiled thinking I got you, kind of like smile. It's like I won smile. That's what I gave, but he smiled back with a snigger. That was more like a snigger, and he signaled me with his eyes, saying, asking me to check. And my mobile had been absolutely destroyed, damaged, cracked all over. And then I woke up. I was like wondering what's going on because I used to constantly type about Jesus with my mobile back then. Even now I do. I mean, I've started. In between, I did backslide in the sense I, because of the onslaught of being in a war, spiritual warfare. It really gets tiresome and draws us weak at times, and if we are not strong in prayer. I'm not much of a prayer warrior, but I nowadays, yeah, I just, yeah, talk to Jesus a lot, a lot, because I know the spiritual realm now. So I just make sure that I'm connected with him through the Holy Spirit 24 into 7. So that was what I had about Rajani sir. And the other one which I had is about Nayanthara two times. The first time she was talking with Joseph Vijay, actor Joseph Vijay, and I was in between them, and he was like asking her a question as to Iva Eppo Varapura or something like that. When is she going to be, activated or come in? And will she ever be able to make it? Meaning, will I ever be able to come in to be something strong as I am now? Maybe she was afraid of that, Naintara. AKA, I mean, you're actually Diana, right? That is a pagan name. I said that in my previous video too. If your mom kept that man, I don't know which order of witches she would have been to have chosen that name. Because in the Bible we see how the name means a lot, right? Abram. Jesus could have just left it as Abram and Sarai, but no, there was a change in the name. Abram was called Abraham. Sarai Sarah was renamed as Sarah, and Jacob was renamed as Israel, and Saul was renamed as Paul. Simeon as Peter. So it played an integral, you know, it vindicated something which was not of the world, but something directly from heaven, a name change. So, if you have changed your name from Diana to Naintara, that's even worse. That's a pagan name. Not that your Diana was anywhere closer to, Jesus, biblical name. Same applicable even for Kenny aka Vikram. All right, yeah, not that it is. You sit in Netflix, better get your act right and pull up your socks and get a Bible, or just get down on your bended knees and pray to Jesus alone and get salvation fast, because time is ticking, and it's no more. And I'm not kidding when I say it's no more. It's seriously no more. So that's where I saw Nayanthara. She was like saying, "No, no, don't worry, she won't come in." That's exactly what you said in the vision, not in real life. Or maybe if you come to see me in person, I don't know what your opinion about me would be. And another vision, or nightmare of a vision that I had about you, was where you were in a carnival. Now, when I knew that you were in a carnival, I knew you were zapped into the works of the devil. Your name is up there on the satanic altar, ready for the rituals. Because those type of carnivals are supposed to be mind games played by the evil one to let people know that they're still having a proper life or good life, and they're gonna make their way to heaven. But no, they're not. You're going to the deepest pits of hell. Period. That is, if you don't get your salvation fast and start working on it. It's not like once saved, always saved. No. That little policy that everybody says, no? Yeah, hyper grace and all that. Yeah, grace is there. I wouldn't say that no grace. I don't know about hyper grace, but I know grace is there. Yeah, Bible doesn't say anything about hyper grace. Grace is given to those who really strive hard, and due to lack of proper tutors, of Jesus, they will be given some amount of grace until they could be put on to someone who is strong enough, who is sound doctrinated in the word of Jesus teachings, if I may put it that way, due to lack of better words. So that's where I saw you. You were in a carnival throwing ping pongs at people. You had this high heels on, which were hurting your feet, and you were cursing it from inside, and also the people who were there. But then you always maintained to have a nice smile at them, because you were getting, I don't know, paid by the devil to do so. Yeah, that's pretty much it about you. And then I woke up. What was the other one? Oh yeah, I saw actor Surya. You did have the grace of. I don't know if you had the grace of God, but then I don't know if you're running short of it, or you're not attending to His calling. Because I know that you do like Jesus, but it's more than that, right? It's not just to like Jesus; it's to live Him. Yeah. How long are we just gonna say I'm madam sammadam? No, there's no such thing as that. I go with that policy, and I'm against it. It's not that I'm even with it. I let you know that I'm against it. That's a strong statement. Yes, that's what I'm leaving here on the table, that I'm against that saying that I'm madam sammadam. No, there is no such thing as that, according to me, because Jesus is not part of a madam. He's not part of a religion. He is not religion. He never created religion. That was man-made. So were the denominations or the caste systems that were along with it, all man-made. Jesus is God-made, taught. And he's King of Kings and God of all. Yeah. So when I saw Surya sir, getting interested in Jesus, but then not really dabbling much into it. Well, there is a person, I think your sister-in-law, she's Christian, right? Nagma, is her name? Yeah. You should get more closer to her in trying to know more about Jesus, maybe. Or just get close to Jesus. Yeah, you don't even have to get close to her. Just get close to Jesus. Yeah, just as I said, as I keep saying this, and I keep saying this over and over again, get down on your bended knees, just pray to Jesus, just ask Jesus to help you, and He will, through the Holy Spirit, clarify things and answer all your questions. He'll clarify doubts and reply all questions. So I saw you walking past me. You gave me a very mild smile, and then you went past me, and suddenly a small little girl, kind of like a toddler, who escorted you to kind of like under a tree, couple of probably elders, like kind of like a panchayat. It looked like a panchayat in a village. I don't know what you were doing over there, but then I was standing way afar and watching all this happen. That place was like a field, and no, I'm not so sure about that vision. I don't know if it was a vision portraying that you were getting into some kind of a problem, or I don't know. I don't know on which side to put it on, but all I know is that it didn't have Jesus. So if something didn't have Jesus in it, then that's trouble. That's trouble. Though it might look like gold, not all that glitters is gold. It ain't. So the only thing that I know is gold is when you get into the refiner's fire, as the Bible says. Jesus, He puts us all into the refiner's fire, even Christians, because that's when we'll be refined. Our conducts, our characters, and everything will be refined for the betterment of the kingdom of heaven, not to be part of this materialistic world, in the kingdom of heaven to come. And who was the other one? I think, yeah, Simbu. Yeah, Simbu, I saw you twice. I don't know, 2 times I saw you. Very disturbing. You looked very disturbed. You were having a conversation. And the second time you weren't. You were just looking at me, but I looked very weird. Anyways, I don't even want to get into that. Maybe if I get to see you in person sometime, I might tell you. But no, I'm not going to put it on air. I mean, I'm not going to do this. Yeah. But here's one little thing which I wanted to say about you, Simbu. There was this one time way back then when I saw one of your movies in the theater. I do not remember the name of it. Okay, it had S.J. Surya sir as a playing a negative role, and or something like that. And he was a cop in the movie, and there was this one song sequence. There was only one song sequence, I believe, and I literally saw your lower jawline and your teeth kind of like dismantle, kind of like and assemble itself back together. I was like wondering. I was thrown away. I was like flabbergasted. I was like, what just happened? I did look at my friend and I wanted to ask, hey, did you just see what I saw? Did you just see that? But I didn't, because I thought he's going to think that I'm total retard or something like that. So I just kept it to myself. I saw it again and I did freak out again. I saw your teeth, the portion of the whole part of your inner teeth kind of like disassemble and then assemble back together. I was like, that's so weird. That was not him. And I thought, oh my gosh, don't tell me he got into some kind of a dipshit, witchcraft. And Jesus did let me know that it was probably one of the Muslims that you got associated with, because most of them are warlocks and wizards and sorcerers. They're into sorcery a lot, so you might want to watch out if they got you. You will be into the deepest rings of hell. Yeah. Who else did I see? I did see Udayanidhi sir once or twice. After that, 2-3 times recently. But once I saw him, he was sleeping. He came up to me in the vision, that is. I wouldn't call it a nightmare. This one was just weird. Why would Udayanidhi sir, out of all the I can understand actors coming, but then Udayanidhi sir, I mean, no, I haven't even seen any of his movie. I haven't. I haven't. I've just seen some music videos of back then. Yeah. Anyways, he came up to me in the vision and he asked me, when am I going to get started? Just started to what I didn't even or in the vision I understood, and I was so like, I'm not ready for it now. That's what I said in the vision. I was wearing this full white outfit which I still wear, and I had my tipata on, kind of like a gungut, on my head, the white shawl that I wrap around on my head. I used to, now I don't. I said, no, not now. I'll let you know. He said, okay, whenever you're ready. And then he went back into his to sleep, but it was more like a coffin box. I know. I hate to be the bearer of, weird tidings, scary tidings, displeasing tidings, but I am. Yes, he went back and slept into his coffin. The other 2, 3 visions that I had, well, I don't want to say it over here. I would, if I ever get a chance to see Sir Udayanidhi Sir, I might say it in person. Yeah, and share it in person. If I do get the time. If I do get the, I don't know, the chance to do so. Who was that? Who was the next one? Oh, it was Joseph Vijay. I saw him in a vision where he. I think I've already mentioned this in the Doppelganger. Yeah, you should go and see my previous videos on Doppelganger. Actor Joseph Vijay. Come see him wannabe. I did mention it over there. I saw him. Who's the ones after that? Pretty much it. That's it. Yeah, that's a wrap. Yeah. Phew. I covered all. Didn't see any more than that. Or did I? No, that's about it. I just take my own sweet time because I don't rehearse this before I come on. I don't like jot it down and then say things. I just, what was there in my mind, what is there, whatever my memory is able to recollect, I put it across on this video to just be documented. Maybe many years later, someone might, stumble into it. If there are many years left for us. It's sad to know that people who believe, and S.J. Surya sir, yes, I really want to say this. You don't know what you're getting yourself into. And I know you might know or you might not know what you are getting yourself into or what you got yourself into. But just come back to Jesus. Or if you never had him in your life, now would be the right time. I assure you that. All you actors who are Christians in the field, you neglected Jesus. You didn't do the real purpose why he had you Christians in the cinema industry. That is to reflect Jesus Christ to them in every way possible. But none of your deeds, none of your acts, none of your monologues did portray him, but the evil one. You were just dancing to the devil's tunes. You missed out on the picture, and people who miss out on the picture will not land up in heaven. And the people who watch your movies, they will be zapped into hell before they could even say whoops. Silver screens and theaters are all owned by the devil. The faster you all understand that, the better for you. That's all I could say. May Jesus be with you all, this time, forth, and forevermore.